Fala, nação, trazendo mais um vídeo aqui pra vocês, trazendo um vídeo hoje sobre a imprensa inglesa. Vamos ver aí como é que o Flamengo tá sendo falado internacionalmente. Aí a imprensa inglesa vai falar sobre o caso Paquetá, né? Vai falar como é que eles visam o Flamengo e a contratação do Paquetá no Flamengo. Então já deixa seu like, se inscreve no canal e bora pro vídeo. Pode ficar tranquilo que vai estar tudo legendado pra vocês.
Talk about Lucas Paquetá now, Michael, shall we? And this return, this long, drawn-out return to Brazil is getting even closer now, isn't it?
Yeah, very, very close now. A deal of around 35.8 million has been agreed verbally and will be formalised, we think, over the next 24 hours or so. We know he's been keen to return to Brazil, to join Flamengo straight away, and maybe make his debut away at Sao Paulo. Look, I'm sure West Ham fans who are watching this now will look back on it with a bit of sadness, to be honest with you. Well, we know how how great player he is at first, what a signing he was under David Moyes. Played that fantastic assist for Jarrod Bowen as West Ham lifted the UEFA Conference League. So he will always be part of West Ham's history, but of course with everything he's had to endure over the last couple of years, the case in terms of the alleged betting breaches, and you know the red card he had before Christmas against Liverpool as well, which was a bit unsavoury as well. So it's been a tough couple of years for him at West Ham, and they could have probably got a lot more because he's a much better player than what that value is.
Well, they paid over £50 million for him, didn't they, from Lyon? And it was supposed to be a really exciting signing when David Moyes brought him in, essentially replacing Lingard, who they had on loan when they were pushing towards the top four places in the Premier League. But, Jeff, we know with Nuno, he makes his mind up very quickly on players, and he will be thinking, reading between the lines, look, I don't want players here who aren't up for this scrap, up for this fight, because it is a real fight now for West Ham and a realistic one for them to stay up.
Yeah, it's not looking pretty for them. I think we've said it from the start of the season. There's not been a good feel around the club, with whether it's with the fans or in the background and the players and all. And he's made it aware that he wants to go home. So finally, it seems like it's happening, and he's getting a chance to get out of the club. And you know, for West Ham, it's if he doesn't want to be there, and they are in such a battle to stay in the league. They need players who are willing to fight in every game, and they've probably assessed that and thought he doesn't want to be here, he's not going to give us everything, so we won't stand in his way anymore.
Come on, Michael, let's talk about Tottenham, a club that you know very, very well. Oh. You've got your ear to the ground when it comes to Spurs. And look, the form under Thomas Frank has been poor, no sign of further incomings despite that.
Muito bem, rapaziada, agora vamos ver um trecho do mesmo jornal, mas trecho com repórteres diferentes. Então, bora pro vídeo.
Now it looks like Lucas Paquetá is finally leaving. Carve, bring us up to speed with the latest on the deal.
Well, a deal has now been verbally agreed between Flamengo and West Ham United for Lucas Paquetá. The deal is worth around 41 million euros. We've been told a fraction over 41 million euros, which means that it is just under 36 million pounds. Now, the player himself wants to go to Flamengo straight away. I know there's been talk that he may be loaned back to West Ham, but the latest information we have is that Flamengo are pretty confident that they are going to get him immediately. And their Brazilian league season actually starts on Thursday. I think for the player himself, this is a dream move. He was at Flamengo from when he was 10 to 22. He left Flamengo to sign for AC Milan, then went to Lyon, then went to West Ham. But for a pretty long time, behind closed doors, he's been making it clear to West Ham United that he wants out. For personal reasons, he wants to return to Brazil. And I think this week, his dream to return back to Flamengo, where it all started for him, will come true.
You know, Mark, at one point, he was regarded as one of West Ham's best players. Why are they letting him go?
Because the player wants to leave. And I've said it a number of times on transfer shows. I did an interview with David Sullivan last year, and he always said you cannot keep unhappy players at the football club. You just have to try and drive the best possible deal you can, but it's never ideal. He's actually not been involved in West Ham's last 3 games, and guess what? They've won all 3 matches. Didn't miss him at the weekend against Sunderland, and maybe just him not being in that starting 11 allows someone else to step into that void become the new main man and do what Paquetá has done for so many years at West Ham. You can see his record in the Premier League. Now, he's always consistent with goals and assists pretty much. You can see he's got 4 goals already this season, which actually equals his best ever goal scoring season for West Ham. So the numbers stack up. I think the one thing that West Ham will miss is his bite, his energy, his enthusiasm, his passion.
His yellow cards.
His yellow cards.
Oh, wow.
Carve said that, not me.
He's got more yellow cards than goals for West Ham, I think.
Okay.
But again, sometimes that type of a player is what you need on the pitch. You need someone to put their foot in. And West Ham fans identify with players that give 100%. And leave your foot in on the challenge. Be a little bit aggressive. Go and win the ball back. Go and grab the game by the scruff of the neck. And at times he did that. And that's something that they are going to really miss. But you look at the stats. Yeah, he's been a key player. Nearly got that move to Manchester City. But now he's getting the dream move back to Flamengo. I think most West Ham fans will say, thanks for everything. You want it to go, no problem. And then they'll start to look at those players that can drop into that position and give them something a little bit different.
Do you think it might have been different had they not won those or, done so well without him in those last couple of games?
I think the fact that they've had a real upturn in results recently makes it a lot easier for West Ham fans to let one of their better players go at what they would feel was a cut price deal. Now, we know that Brazilian clubs don't have a lot of money to spend. So therefore, West Ham had to get what they could. And I actually think they've got a really good deal because of, what's been going on with Paquetá, the fact he's 28 years old. He wants to move on as well. So I think everyone will park this in both parties are happy.
Yeah, where have Flamengo got this money from, Carve? Nearly £36 million. Tell us.
I'm going to bang the drum for Flamengo because I was lucky enough to see them play last summer. They are the champions of Brazil. They are the champions of South America. They are one of the biggest clubs in the world. Their turnover, I think, went up 25% last year. So they are as rich as some Premier League clubs. I think their turnover is something like 250 million euros. They make a lot of money from selling players. I think last year they made around 80 million pounds from selling players. They also got a big windfall from playing in the Club World Cup last summer in the US. If you remember, they beat Chelsea, I think 3-1 in Philadelphia. I'm pretty sure I was actually at that game. But they did drop that
Extra
in.
info that wasn't required.
I'm pretty sure I was there. They made it to the second round of the Club World Cup, and they ended up making £20 million from playing in that competition. So they are richer than people think. But this is an absolutely massive deal for Brazilian football. I mean, it's almost unheard of for a Brazilian club to buy back a player from a European club for 36 million pounds. And Lucas Paquetá, I'm sure he's looking forward to swapping the London Stadium for one of the most famous stadiums in the world, the Maracanã in Rio. The record attendance there, 173,000 for a game. He's not going to be playing in front of that many people now because the stadium has been redeveloped and the capacity is just 78,000.
Okay. You're in one of those moods today. Oh, I absolutely love it. Right, stay with us. Much more transfer news and comedy on the way for you, including whether Andy Robertson will be staying at...
Então é isso, rapaziada, o vídeo é esse. Deixei aqui nos comentários o que vocês acharam desse método de vídeo, eu tô testando aqui. Deixei nos comentários se vocês gostaram, se deu para entender direitinho e o que vocês acharam sobre o que o pessoal da inglês acha sobre o Flamengo e sobre a contratação do Lucas Paquetá. Até o próximo vídeo, valeu!